It's your girl, J9 Eve. I am going to go in on this interview with Duke and Don. Had this 360 blessings guy who was basically cyberbullying poor little Anna and telling her to S somebody's D, and this is like a great example of what happens when you let a Myron and Walter, aka Fit and Fresh, or if they call themselves Fresh and Fit, when you give these little sons of bitches a little bit of power, they create. That's why I say you gotta pull the weeds up. Fresh and Fit are the weeds. You gotta pull them up, because you know what? If you don't, they fucking grow everywhere. And the little things that grow from them are actually worse than the original ones. That's what this little nigga is. I will give him this. From watching this, he didn't speak unintelligently. Which I don't know if that's more alarming or less alarming. Because it makes us all comfortable to think that maybe, you know, they're all like just complete idiots. The people that would follow. And I like to zoom in on the things that actually people are saying. You know, like a lot of these videos and stuff, which is actually what made me chime in on the whole, you know, ABBA and Preach and Fresh and Fit thing in the first place, was because I felt like they weren't saying enough in these other videos. Like, when I feel like somebody does something shitty, like, to me, when I feel like you need to be roasted, I feel like until you are properly roasted, it ain't done. It just needs to be done properly, fully, thoroughly, with passion. You know, I like to bring the passion to the roast. Like, I forgot Myron in that one video. Remember, he said, you don't want it with us. We will roast you. We're more charismatic than you are. I think he's charismatic. It was just hilarious. Another word, you don't know what it means. Apparently, you damn sure don't know what charisma is if you think you got some. Like that, if he thinks that he has charisma, that is an indication that he doesn't know what charisma is. Because if he did know, he'd know he didn't have any. But he don't. He just. We're not gonna get into what he don't know, because we'd be on here all day just doing that. So we're gonna get into this thing, and I'm very excited because, you know, even though I've seen it already, I love to see my Alva all talking all smart and stuff. He's so smart. I bet his mama says, "That's my boy." All right, so we're gonna get into it. This Duke and Don channel. This guy, he laughs a lot, which is ironic coming from me, because, you know, but he laughs like, he does this like short laugh, like a lot, so try to, you know, bear with him on that, and let's just get into it. And I'm gonna have to stop this a bunch, to say what I think, because I was triggered a lot when I watched this. This is very triggering, okay, so just bear with me.
Hello, Brett.
Abba!
Can you hear me?
Well, I can hear you. Welcome to the stream, man. Appreciate you coming on. What do you have to say to 360 Blessings over here regarding the post and everything?
Hey, young man, I'm not yelling at you. You're good, all right? So it's not going to be hostile, okay? All right? I'm not coming at you like that, all right? So we're just having a discussion. I'm not going to go wild on you because we disagree. Cool?
Hey, Brad, before we start, bro, I'm a fan, bro. Shout out to you. Thank you for being on the podcast.
I respect it. The reason why I wanted to talk to you was not so I could come here and flame you. That's not how I roll, all right? Cool. You guys can see me?
Yeah, we can see you nice and clear.
You guys don't have to forgive me. I'm on vacation right now, so the setup is not great. But I figured I would just come on here because I thought it'd be cool to talk. And, you know, have a good conversation in regards to this stuff, because I appreciate the young blood, and I know we have a difference of opinion surrounding this, but we'll talk, all right? We'll try to keep everything calm. Cool?
Yep. All right.
All right. So question: what are some of the disagreements that you had with how we handled things in general, Mr. Blessings?
You could just call me 360, sir. My biggest gripe was, sir, I didn't find it appropriate on how you guys went on the platform at first, and you guys didn't say nothing. And let me just finish my whole train of thought. You guys didn't say nothing. Not only did you not say nothing, your colleague or associate or friend, Preach, was just being passive aggressive the whole time. He was just making, like, he looked like he wanted to take a shit. No offense, I'm not trying to be funny, but that's how he looked. And then you guys addressed it 4 weeks later, and I heard your comeback saying that a fan sent us this and said we should do a reaction. But come on, bro, that sounds like
okay. All right. So can I ask you? Do you feel like the way we covered Myron and Fresh? Do you think that the way we covered those two is any different than how we cover our daily videos every day?
Nope.
You watch our content, so you know. How do we talk about Skippy? How do we talk about Amanda Seals? How do we talk about anyone? Do we talk about them any differently?
The first thing.
Hold on, let you talk. Right, so I just need you to answer the question. Do we cover them any differently?
The first time, no.
Okay. So we don't cover them any differently. That's one. Two.
But you shouldn't have covered them. You should have said it right then and there, sir.
Well, have you ever had a conversation with somebody? Okay. Because we didn't expect to have a debate on prostitution. We had no idea. They brought it up to us, so we weren't even prepared. Okay, that's one. Two, have you ever looked back on something and had thoughts after the fact? You know what I'm saying? You ever seen something, like, had a memory of something you did and then think about it again? Has that ever happened to you?
Yes, sir, I have. Yes, sir.
Exactly, right? So that's all that happened to us. That's why we didn't come back. We had disagreements on the podcast, and they were strong disagreements in regards to prostitution. Did we have the same energy? I wouldn't say we did. And if you're trying to make that argument, hold on. I agree with you that we didn't have that exact same energy then. But you also have to understand, when we find out later that these guys were actually paying, that these guys were actually, and you can disagree with it all you want, but I'm sorry. If you say, I will not pay somebody with cash money for sex. Why? Because I want burning desire. But then you'll also do afterwards say, I will not collaborate with women unless we get to fuck. That's not burning desire, brother. That's also transactional. You're saying, I will give you clout if you fuck me. Whether it's clout or money, are there a big difference between those two things? Can I ask you?
Sir, I mean, I won't lie. That's a can of worms that's a whole conundrum.
That's confirmed. That's confirmed. Because you say it's a can of worms. I want to make it clear. Myron on his own podcast admits that he says, I don't collaborate with a lot of these women unless we fucking. He says it on his own podcast. So I'm not going off of rumors. I'm not going off some random text messages. He has said this. So you knowing that, I want to ask you, is there a difference between saying sex for clout or sex for money?
Bro, I mean, rappers get fucked off clout all the time, bro. That's not transactional.
That's not transactional.
Bruh, are you kidding me?
It's not transactional, bro.
Hold on. Why is it not transactional?
Okay, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat, bro.
No. I want to ask you. Why is it not transactional?
Because bro, clout could be, bro. That's what women love in men, bro.
Right.
You know
and what if women love money in men? What's the difference?
They do too.
Exactly. So what's the difference? How is it not transactional?
It's not the fact that he's gonna give me money. It's the fact that he could provide me with.
If you can't tell by now why I love Abba so much, why I respect the shit out of this man so much, then you will never understand what respect actually is. That's the reason why you don't get it. Because if you don't love Abba after this, I'm just saying, like, listen to how he's commanding this conversation. You know, with this poor child here up in the upper right corner. This poor child whom is clearly having mental issues. But he clarifies. He does clarify. I wanted to get into him, but you know, in all honesty, I kind of see where he's coming from. His stance is, hey, these dudes with the finance part are helping us. If you guys throw them completely in the toilet, what are we gonna do? Yeah, they're shitty with this, but don't try to throw away the baby with the bathwater. Just let the bathwater out. Get some new bathwater. You know, don't. It's that thing, but he's got that thing where, you know, people always talking about the young kids now that they don't give a shit. He's one of those young kids, just kind of hard-headed and, you know, impulsive, which is like the worst trait to have. You know, it's the worst trait. The worst trait to have. But look at my album. Ain't he great? Look at him. Look at him.
The different lifestyle.
Okay, I'm going to give you the definition of the word transaction. An instance of buying or selling something.
You're talking monetary.
Hold on. Let me finish. A instance of buying or selling something, a business deal. It has nothing to do with cash. People trade gold for services. People trade animal for services. People trade diplomacy for services. The idea of a transaction is not just cash. And you have to ask yourself, I want you to really think about it. Don't argue yet, but just think about it. Logically speaking, if a girl comes to you and she says, I'll fuck you, but only if you post my name on Instagram, is that really different than if a girl says, I'll fuck you, but only if you give me $5? Think about it. Is that going to make you feel very different?
No.
So then there is no, that's all I'm trying to tell to you, brother. Listen, my thing is this. I'm not trying to tear down black men or anything like that. My thing is this. If you're in a leadership position, if you were a politician for say, and you were corrupt, is me calling out a corrupt politician tearing down the black community if they're hurting the very people that they're supposed to represent?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is these men have a leadership position, right? You look up to them. Maybe you pay for their content. I don't know. There's other guys who pay thousands of dollars to go to their meet and greets, to learn from these guys. And if they're not practicing what they preach, if they're telling young men to do things that they themselves are not doing, don't you see how that could be hurtful? We already suffer for such bad leaders. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm trying to get at. Yeah. So me, I'm just saying this. I can disagree with somebody. You know, if they come on here and they say women are to be objectified and fuck off, that's their choice. I can live with somebody that I don't agree with. That's okay. What I have an issue with is when people lack integrity. When they preach one thing but do the opposite behind closed doors. When they say, guys, pay your taxes, but they don't pay them taxes themselves. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to get at. Go ahead, young man.
With all respect, Abba, like, when we talk about transactional, I know what transaction is, man. I'm not a fucking idiot, but I'm not trying to come at you, but you know 100% what we talking about. I know in your mind, it's still the same thing. It's still equated, but we're talking about, sir, did you open your wallet and take out some blues to go and pay that female for pussy? That's what I can never get my mind around.
But you have to understand what he's trying to explain. It's not transactional.
I understand.
But you're talking strictly monetary, though, because there are other things that are in the form of transaction that isn't just me trading hands for sex.
Look, sir, this is really what triggers me. It's the money aspect. To give money for it, that's the thing that blows my mind.
Okay. Can I ask you, have you ever had a job?
Of course I have.
And on your pay stub, what does it say when you get paid?
Hours worked, net pay.
Right. So you understand that when they're giving you money, it's for the hours that you put in.
Yeah.
Right. So they're putting a monetary value on your hours, on your time. Do you understand the idea that everything? Hold up. Everything is a commodity. That's business 101. Your truck is a commodity. If you said to a girl, "I'll fuck you," all I can give you is my truck. That's no better than giving her $30 grand. It has monetary value. Do you understand?
Look, guys.
Hold up. It's important because right now I don't think you understand your argument. Hold on.
No, preach.
Let him finish. 360. Let him finish.
Okay, see, I feel the frustration of this young man actually in this moment because he clearly understands that the version of it that they're talking about is you know, is the transactional, you know, like that, you know, like that's the version they're talking about with stuff, a trade for stuff for sex. But, you know, he's just saying in his mind, when he hears that, you know, paying for sex, he automatically associates it with actual cash, with money. And so that's all he's saying. But he knows, but he keeps saying, I understand that that's what you're talking about. Like, I understand, I get it. But then as they keep trying to explain it to him, it's like it's frustrating, because it's like they don't understand that I understand. Like, I get it. I'm telling you that I understand. I'm reiterating it, but, you know, like, and he's trying to be super respectful, which is kind of sweet, but then you got to remind yourself of what he did to Anna. Of what he did to Anna. Cyberbullying is never okay. You know, it is never okay. There is never a time where cyberbullying is cool. Does this count as cyberbullying? Nah. Oh, it does not. This is called justice. I mean,
Let him finish.
You said open up your wallet. There is no difference, brother. I'm telling you this. I'm being honest with you. I think right now you're holding on to a terrible idea. I don't know if it's out of pride, or I don't know if you're just being stubborn for no reason, but it makes no sense. Hold up. You can't logically explain why it's any different to say, oh, I'll give you clout, and that's not transactional, but then you're saying that money opening up your wallet is. You can't give me a logical coherence. So you need to think about why you're holding on to this so dearly. Go ahead.
So, Abba, if you came here earlier, Duke will confirm that I actually said that it is weird. I don't believe that you should leverage that type of stuff. I would never really do it because of how I was raised. I would never do that. But the thing is, I understand what you're saying from a transactional perspective. Bro, check me out, bro. I understand what you're saying from a transactional perspective, but what bugs me is actually using your money. It's an ego thing. I understand.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. You know what though? I'm not mad at that. But
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
Okay, but then you can't. If it bothers you personally, like if you say for me,
that's me. Yeah,
never do that. Hold on, I could agree, but you can also have to admit that your stance is not logical, right? It's not, and you can hold up. You can hold on to it, and you're entitled to it. But then to go out and say, well, what they're doing is not that bad. Maybe it's not that bad to you personally, but in the world where we have these general concepts, we all have to agree on certain things. It is 100% transactional to say clout for sex. It is 100% to say transactional to say, I'll give you 2 baby goats if you fuck me. Okay? It's the same concept. Money, you know what money is? It's just a representation of commodity. That's all that is.
I said I agree with you 100%.
Okay, then.
So then, what is your hang up then on the actual understanding that there's a whole ecosystem surrounding it?
No, brother. I think he's explained it kind of clearly. He just holds on to this idea, and I'm not mad at it. So you know what? That's your idea, but just understand.
I understand that you guys are 100% accurate and right. I'm not disclaiming it, but I just personally can't do that. I don't believe in that.
And that's okay. But when we're having a discussion about these 2 guys, and they say don't do transactional sex, yet they do clout chasing sex, it's the same thing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So it's fine for you personally, and I'm not mad at you. You never have to do that. But what I'm trying to tell you is that they are doing that. And if you deny that because of your own definition of the word, then we can't have a conversation.
I'm not denying. Look, I said my own subjective.
Okay, then we good. Listen. Denying it, we good.
But listen. I said my own subjective feeling. I know that's transactional, bro.
Okay.
But then you also have to have the same energy when you're dealing with all the other aspects of it aside from that.
But listen to this though. You have to understand the fact that don't women leverage pussy for other stuff? Don't
100%.
they?
Yeah.
So
hands down.
Why is it wrong for him?
It's the overt nature he went about it. Go ahead, Abba.
So here's an example. If a girl says, I'll let you have my pussy if you let me in this club for free, that's transactional.
Right.
100%.
Right.
I'm not a hypocrite.
Why can't she do it?
But my point is, when they come up here and they talk about genuine desire, burning, that's what they say, right? Don't pay for box. Why? Because you want genuine burning desire. Hey, hold up. That's not my word. That's the shit that you said.
You gotta have the souls. You gotta have the souls.
How are you gonna tell me that you out here getting burning desire when you tell these women you're approaching them? You're like, I'll give you clout if you let me fuck. That's not burning desire. So that's what I mean when I say there's a hypocrisy. Don't you want your leader? Let me ask you. Don't you want the guy you look up to have integrity, to practice what they preach? If a man was telling you to get on a treadmill and work out every day, yet this motherfucker's 400 pounds, would you not look at him funny?
Right, so I'm pretty sure. Like,
yes or no, bro? Yes or no? Just say it before you move on.
That man funny.
Hey, can you stop gunboat diplomacy in my head? Come on, bro, dude. Like, yo. So I'm pretty sure, right, that these dudes were probably getting pussy when they weren't that high up there, bro. I mean, I'm just saying,
we
bro.
have no proof. So
we
I'm not even gonna assume. What I do have proof of.
We can't say
what I have proof of. I'm gonna tell you what I have proof of 100%. They tell these women, if you want to collab, we only fuck it. That's it.
All of them?
I'm not all of them, but some of them. It doesn't matter if it's all of them or some of them. That's not the point. That's not the point. You can't tell other people you want burning desires, so don't do transactional sex, and you do it. Do you understand that? There's a hypocrisy there that's big.
Yeah.
That's it, young blood. Listen, I'm not here to go and morally police people. I don't give a fuck what people do behind closed doors. That's their business. What I can't stand is you preach something like a Garrett Jackson who be out here telling these black women that they don't never mess with no man who's unloyal, yet this motherfucker's cheating. How is that different?
I see y'all cover him. I see. Hey, that was a great.
And how did I come at Garrett? Let me ask you. How did I come at Derek? Did we not come at Derek?
Man, y'all was on his ass.
So what's up? So I tell you, I don't care if it's a nigga I know, someone I work with. It doesn't matter. If you out here being a fraud and you're hurting the next generation of people, you deserve to get called out. That's all I'm saying. And it's the same for me. If y'all came out and found out tomorrow that I'm robbing my mom and I'm doing all this other bullshit, I hope you guys hold me accountable.
Facts.
I hope. You want to know why? Because I'm out here talking about accountability, yet I'm robbing the very woman who brought me into this world. How can I even move in this place? You feel me?
So there's one key thing that you said, right? And I think that if you would have put that in a video, you know how you came in and you just said that you were you remembered it way later on to say that whole thing where something comes to you later on, a thought. And you said it. If you would have said that, I think this would have mitigated so much of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I want you to peep this. I want you to peep this. When I made that, I want you to peep this. When I made that video, the first one that kind of started everything, we had 4 other videos from that same podcast. Some where we agreed and some where we disagreed. That we were going to publish one after the other. Okay? When I put that one out, I didn't even consider that it was going to blow up like this. It was, and I know everyone doesn't believe that because they're like, the art of war. This man was preparing tactics to go. Bro, it's not even that deep. I swear. How could I predict that Myron was going to lose his mind and go crazy like that? I can't know. How could I predict that French was going to be like, oh, let's box? You can't make that shit up. You can't write that in a script. So what I'm trying to say, I get what you're saying, and I probably. But you know how we film our videos? We shoot them one time. We go straight, we don't prepare, and we just go. So sometimes things get left out. It's not... I
gotta meet this man one day. I gotta meet this man, my spirit animal. This one day. He's so great. Listen now, you know, I had said that an alpha man, an alpha male, knows himself. Like trusts himself, trusts his ideas and his instincts, and so people trust him, right? Because he's confident in what he is doing, and so they can be confident in what he is doing. That's a fucking alpha. He is a fucking alpha. That's all it is to it. This is a leader, is what I'm saying.
Delicious, okay? It's not some big conspiracy. I promise you, brother. If we didn't say that, the only reason is because we just didn't think of it in the moment.
Okay. Let me just end it up on one thing. I know you're a busy guy, man, but
let me just say this. Don't be saying shit like I'm all on I was dick and shit like that, because I know how you niggas speak. This is not what it is. I just knows a real man when I see one. And I give bump. I give bump for that. That's all.
But can you actually acknowledge the fact that these guys have so many other programs on their show that actually helps men change their life and talk about feelings and things that men go through, how men can't like express feelings and how we go through suicides and all these depressions and stuff like that people don't know? Can you at least acknowledge that so the general public can see that I'm just not here?
I want you to listen. I want you to listen. I want you to listen.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the truth remains the truth. Hold on. I'm going to play the clip for you, okay? I'm going to play it because you said, can I acknowledge that they do good things? And I thought that was a really interesting thing to say because literally in that video, what do I say? I say, yes, I can 100% acknowledge that maybe these guys do good things for you. Maybe they teach you about finances. Maybe they teach you about game. Maybe they teach you about how to be a better man. I talk about that. I talk about that. So when you say, can you acknowledge that? I 100% acknowledge that they do other things. The same way Derek Jackson.
Well, why do you want to say
the same way Derek Jackson may do great things for women in terms of their self-esteem and all this other. You can't say no. You can't. Hold up.
Yeah.
You can't. No. I want to be clear with this. You can't say these guys do a lot of other good things. Look at the nuance and then look at Derek Jackson and say he's just all bad. That's not how it works. It's not because it's the guys that you like that they can be looked at nuancely, but then Derek Jackson is just all terrible. No, Derek had some good shit. Derek made videos.
Listen to that guy's video. I almost threw up, bro. That dude is a capper, dog. Be careful.
It's like I said, like just like we were talking about with Fresh and Fit, and you talk about they have the Monday show and whatnot to help men and help you with your business and finances. It's the exact same thing with Derek Jackson and some of the messages that he spills to these women. But here's the thing. But does it make the fact that some of the messages that he puts out there is also harmful to those said women he helps? The exact same thing with Fresh and Fit, and I think that's what he's trying to get at.
Hold up, right here. I'm gonna play it for you. Some points. But this is the game. When I was listening to Patrice, we didn't call it red pill. We just called it the truth. These niggas is fronting on some points. That doesn't mean they're not helpful to you. Maybe if you're one of their fans, right? Maybe they help you with finances. I think maybe even they helped you with game. I don't know. But all right? So I mentioned it. I mentioned the fact that they may be helping people with that stuff. I'm not unfair. I'm not someone who says throw the baby out with the bathwater. Okay? I'm not crazy like that. I understand that people are complicated. That just because you're a giant fuck up in one area, that you can't be helpful in others. That's not. The human experience is complex. And that's true for Derek Jackson the same way it's true for these guys, the way it's true for everybody. So I agree with you there. But it doesn't change the fact that if you're doing something, it's like a corrupt politician. The corrupt politician may help people from time to time. You should still call out that corruption. It's no different.
Facts.
Last thing I want to say is can you tell us about Preach, how he's handling the situation? Is he gonna keep on going at him, or
listen, I don't talk to Preach daily about this kind of stuff. I think he's a grown man who makes his own decisions. And, like we work together on this platform, but he has his own life, you know. So at the end of the day, I tell him, hey, it's your wife, it's your country, you handle that how you want to handle it.
Like, are you trying to like?
It's not my place. It's not my place. It's not my place to tell him what to do. I can counsel.
No, I'm talking about both of you. Like, are you guys gonna make another video that's gonna like press them or something, or like
potentially?
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna be on their ass until we get that apology, like serious or something. Like it has to be whatever it is. But here, let me just ask one question to you, 360, real quick, right? While everyone's here. Now, going back to that message you sent, like to Anna Quinn Fitness. Now, what do you have to say in terms of like, is it something that's why not? So you thought that was appropriate then?
I'm not saying sorry, and this is the reason why. That podcast changed my life. It's done shit. I would not be, bro. You guys just want to hate. Look, I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about the people on the subscribers and the viewers. They just want to hate. These dudes have changed my life. I was able to get my credit score, rise that up, buy a truck, do all this other stuff, bro. Like,
okay. Let me ask you something.
Oh, yeah,
this is interesting. You said you won't say anything about that because these guys improved your life. So you gonna ride with them no matter what because they helped you out?
I'm loyal, Apple. I mean, yeah, I'm a.
So what happens tomorrow if you find out they're touching kids? You still
like, that's different. Come on, bro.
Okay. No, I just want to understand. So there is a line for you where you stop supporting them, correct?
Bro, it's reasonable, bro.
Okay, that's what I want to know. Because you're not saying you're 100% loyal no matter what. You're saying as long as these guys don't go too crazy, I'm willing to accept the fact that they do some fucked up shit.
Nothing's perfect, bro. Nothing's perfect. Come on, man.
I don't disagree. Now let me ask you this, okay? do you think it's fair that these guys put out her IG and her full name on that podcast for everyone to go and harass her?
Bro, her name, bro. You don't have to. You could type her name into Instagram and you'll see it pop up, bro.
I don't disagree, but listen, they had a private conversation in the DMs, right? And then he said, "Hold up. No. And then he went to his own podcast, talked about this situation, misrepresented it a little bit, and then put it out for his fans. And he put the link to it to his fans and said, y'all can go talk to her if you want. Do you think that's okay to do?
Look, bro, I can't really delve into that situation, bro.
Well, of course you can. Brother, you DM'd her yourself.
Yeah, bro, because I know what that podcast means. It's done so much for my life.
But that's not my point. That's not my point. You understand that there's something unethical about taking a person's name and their thing and sending it to your fans so they can go harass the person?
That is 100% unethical. I can't lie about that.
Right. And I'm saying, and you participate in that. Don't you see how that reflects poorly on you as well?
It doesn't.
You went in and you sent her a foul message, my friend.
It does. I did because I had to, bro. I had to defend.
You had to send her a foul message?
Hey, bro. Look. Okay, let's take it your way, right? If I said, hey, Anna Quinn, I don't like what you did. This podcast is way more than just you. It could teach men so much more. Would I have gotten a response? Would I have been here? Would I have been able to tell these people about how much this...
You know, it's funny how there's two ways in his mind that he could have handled that. I either be extremely nice and sweet and explain myself in one message, or I just curse her out and call her names and tell her to do something that, oh my God, I hope nobody ever has to do, but I think recently was confirmed that someone did. Someone did. Oh yeah, Myron's got a little Myron on the way. I won't be sleeping much tonight. This nigga is over here procreating. He's multiplying. There's gonna be more of him. Oh my gosh. Fit 1 and Fit 2. Oh my God. And this is the thing. He would fit the description of the people who seem like they would follow, to follow them. It's, a little bit of Karenism in there. I do whatever I want, double down, can't apologize for the actual thing that I did. So you can be reasonable about all the thoughts and all the other things. But the thing that he did that was wrong, no. I stand by it. I will stand by my thing I did. Oh, gross.
Broadcast is improving how you like.
You're moving backwards, bro. I want you to think about this, okay? Earlier you said something that was interesting, but I thought it was kind of crazy, but it was interesting. You said, I can never pay your box. Imagine what your mom would say. Imagine what your mom would find out and think if she found out that you were DMing women foul things because you're very loyal to a friend. Do you think that's a good look? Do you think that's a good look for your character? Huh?
She know I'm kind of crazy, bro. Like, I have to do what I got to do. Like, some people are just like that. We're not all the same. Look, if I would have done what you guys would have done, hey, this world would be boring. If we were all the same, there's some extreme personalities and characters like myself. There's some calmer people like you and your buddy Preach and Luke and Don. You know what I'm saying?
You went to a woman you don't know to say foul things to her.
Hold on. You can see me out.
You don't know to say foul things to her.
Guys
fly the hundreds of people. You don't think that. So would it be fine? So let me ask you then. In that case, this is all just entertainment and fun. Should I go to my 1.4 million people, take your name, your image, and then go tell them what you think? Do you think that would be ethical?
Look, bro, I'm a nobody. If you want to go and do it, you could do it, bro. I just got me a couple trucks, and one truck, and I'm finna have me another one, bro. I'm nobody, bro. You know what I'm saying? You could go and do it, but it ain't going to affect me, bro.
Well, I am.
Young man, you know what? If you're the kind of man, if Freshandfit is breeding you into this kind of man, I think 100%.
This is always about being.
I'm gonna say this because you're saying out of loyalty to them, you're gonna go say foul things to strangers, bro. I don't think you realize how crazy.
This is what you're not getting. I'm talking about the podcast. I don't care about Fresh and Fit. Or
they are the podcast. No, what are you talking about?
Material. I care about the material. You're feeding into the person. That's not what I care about.
The person behind the podcast. What are you talking about? They're the one who created it.
It's crazy to me that you talked earlier about we need to support other black creators and all this stuff, and yet these guys will.
Don't even come there, bro. You're the one trying to break them down and do all this stuff.
It's not breaking them down if they insult them on their show, though. You haven't even addressed that fully.
You can't.
You know what? This is sad. I'm gonna tell you, bro. This is sad, and one day I promise you, bro, you're gonna look back on this moment and realize that you sending that DM and then you coming on this podcast afterwards to defend that shit is crazy. You also need to have some accountability for what you did, brother. Nobody made you go do that. You did. And you owe that woman an apology because what you said was fucking foul.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? If that was my
thing, bro. You have respect for me. I'm not apologizing. I'm standing on what I said.
If I personally knew you, okay, and you said that to my family, I promise you I'd catch you in these streets. That's crazy. Don't be messaging random women crazy shit like that, bro. You're getting too comfortable. And I'm telling you this.
I live in San Francisco, California. If you want to come and see me, I'm outside, bro.
See, that's the mindset right there that we're talking about, bro. It's not about that. It's not about that. It's about.
But if you want to come see me, bro, I'm not.
Obviously,
bro. I'm right here. You feel me?
Hey, man, these are the kind of men that Fresh and Fit are breeding. I'm very sorry to hear that, man. Best of luck to y'all, bro. Peace.
Abba, thank you so much for coming on, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Man, I hope you find it. I hope you learn from this one day. Best of luck to you.
Holy smokes.
Oh, doesn't that make your stomach turn? It made mine turn. Oh, this little nigga. This is why they need to be off. This is why they need to be. Somebody need to come and mop this shit up. That's why. It's good. It's good that he shows up because we needed an example of why they are so bad. Why it's important that they be gone. Because it's making the weeds have gone awry in the backyard. They've taken over. There's crabgrass everywhere. I don't even really know what to say. This is the kind of stuff that actually drains the shit out of my energy. Just because these people outside, they're outside. Oh my God. I know. I'm gonna just go ahead and end this here because I am too agitated to even be funny. So I just feel like fighting right now. Like this kind of shit makes me it just makes me feel like fighting pretty much. So thanks for watching and subscribe. Hit the notifications button, please. You know, it's weird. I'm kind of new at this, so I don't really know what to expect when I post a video and stuff. Oh, also, I tried tonight actually to do a streaming thing. You know, I tried to do a live stream, but I didn't really know what I was doing, and it opened up. It definitely opened, but it didn't. I couldn't see the camera wasn't open for some reason. And so somebody came actually in the thing and was like, "Oh, I missed the live," and I was like, "No, I'm just trying to figure it out." and then I had to shut it down. I had to close it. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that just to see if anybody. But that was funny. Somebody actually peeked in. That was encouraging. So once I can figure that shit out, I think I'd do better actually as a streamer because I could just kind of go in and reply to things. as opposed to trying to apply with, respond to a video, or for the most part, which usually I've seen already a few times. So just like and subscribe, and